Is this the year we finally have a European driver win the European Series? Good afternoon and welcome to the magnificent Paul Ricard circuit in the south of France for the first round of the 2025 E4 Championship. In 2023, McLaren's Ugo Ugochukwu won the inaugural Euro 4 Series at Castellet in 2024. Ironically, both drivers from New York, USA. And after qualifying this morning, it may be some time before we have a European victory yet. Japan's Ki Nakamura pole position for race 1, Florida's Sebastian Weldon on grid 2, and the boy from Brazil, Gabriel Gomez, out of grid 3. Ki Nakamura on pole position for race 2 also tomorrow morning. Gabriel Gomez third for race 1, but P1, grid 1 for race 3 this tomorrow afternoon. We spoke to Ki Nakamura and Gabriel Gomez after qualifying this morning.
I think it was quite a different track to yesterday. A bit of rain beforehand made it a little bit of an unknown. But yeah, I think we executed a pretty good qualifying overall. Both qualies were really tight. I think the top three always split by 1/10. So it was chaos, I think, in Q1. Yeah, it was traffic paradise, but we're still on pole, so we take it and we just move on.
Yeah, it was a very tricky qualifying, to be honest. Quali 1, we go alone with no slipstream, so I think P3 was a very good result. And then Quali 2, I think our pace was really good every lap. I think it was a little bit difficult with that because I got traffic in 2 laps, and I think for sure if it was not traffic on these 2 laps, we could make the pole also in Q2 because the pace was really strong. With this, we start pole on race 3, so just need to thank the whole team for their job in the car. Is really go pretty amazing, to be honest, and now we need to focus on the race to do the better as we can.
Qualifying taking place this morning. Ki Nakamura pole position alongside his Prema Racing teammate from the United States, Sebastian Weldon, and then Gabriel Gomez pole position for race 3 tomorrow night inside second row here this morning, or this afternoon I should say. Qualifying was earlier on today. Bondarev, the rookie, alongside, and then it's Kabira Anorag P5 for the Singaporean Enia Frey out of grid 6. Reno Francot, who sat on grid 1 right until the dying stages, the sole PHM entry. Alongside is Max Popov, Alex Powell, who won a week ago at the Italian Series. He's out of grid 9 alongside Andrea Kostic, the Serbian, out of 10. Bart Harrison out of grid 11. Newman Chi, the rookie from the People's Republic of China, out of 12. Dante Vinci out of 13. Emily Cotti, what a fight back from the British Kiwi RSGP. She's out of grid 14. Ari Barnsel for the US Racing Team. Alexander Ruta, the Polish rookie. Guy Elbag out of 17 in 44. His RSGP teammate, Alexander Sevinkov, out of grid 18. Ludovico Bulso, the Sicilian, for the Viola Formula Racing Team. Teo Schraff from the north of Buenos Aires in Argentina. The Qatari Badr Al-Salati. Evan Michelini for the returning Antonelli Motorsport Team. Luca Vistoriano, and from California in the United States of America, Peyton Westcott. Bennett Gaspar, the Hungarian, on debut in the Euro Series, as is the Saudi Abdullah Kamel. Salim Hana back on 27. Ginevra Panzeri, she makes her debut in international F4 racing. And Andrea Rodriguez, who is put back to the 29th and final grid position. A big crash yesterday for Andrea Rodriguez, coming together with returning Antonelli Motorsport Team driver Ginevra Panzeri. Massive crash. Andrea Rodriguez was deemed to have been at fault and had a 10-second penalty applied. And the American starts out of grid 29. The field make their way up the famous 1.8 kilometre Mulsanne Straight here, which, well, maybe this is a biased point of view, unfortunately has the chicane in use here this weekend. Wouldn't it be great if we went straight for almost, in fact, more than 1 mile? The chicane in play here this weekend, as it is, to be fair, for most of the championships. We have to go back to the Ferrari Challenge Series, the last time from memory that the chicane was not in use in recent times. This weekend, racing with the Formula Regional European Championship. Incidentally, last year it was Akshay Bora who took the title for the US Racing team. Fast, Freddie Slater, P2, and Ken Nakamura Berta, third in last year's European Series. Freddie Slater taking a dominant victory earlier this morning in the latest round of the Formula Regional European Championships. Fast Freddie for the Prema Racing team from the Midlands of England. He was last year's Italian F4 champion. He was second in the Euro Series last year, and a dominant victory in the Formula Regional European Championship. Cast your minds back, 2019, the first ever Formula Regional European Championship race was held at this very circuit. 2019, when Frederic Vesti took his first victory on his way to becoming the inaugural Formula Regional European champion, somewhat 6-7 years ago now. Frederic Vesti, now Mercedes F1 test driver, also racing at Le Mans for Castellet. Who knows, we may see him on the grid in the FIA Formula One World Championship in 2026. The field make their way down through the chicane, the final few corners out of Lac. Le Virage du Pont simply translates as the point corner. The crowd building nicely here at the most magnificent motorsport complex on the European continent. 29 cars on the grid. This is the European Challenge Series. It is 3 rounds, 9 races, the first of which here in just a moment. There's Bader Al-Solati lining up behind the Argentinian Theo Schropp, who had a good strong run in qualifying this morning. Dropped back in the dying stages, a better run for qualifying 2. He starts on the first half of the grid. Race 2 tomorrow morning. This is race 1, the E4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion. To the right of your screen, the Japanese driver, Ken Nakamura Berta. Sebastian from Florida in the United States of America, the Andretti Jr. To the left of your screen in 98. Gomez inside second row of the grid in the top rookie, the Williams F1 Academy Jr. Alexander Bondarev. Watch the Singaporean Kabir Anurag out of 5. Nice to have your company as you join us at the most beautiful motorsport complex in Europe. This is the world-famous Paul Ricard circuit. Round 1, race 1, the 2025 E4 Championship here in the south of France. Nakamura Berta on pole position to the right of your screen. It's a long wait. Finally, the green flag flies. For the first time in the E4 Championship for 2025, we race. Great start again by Kabir Anurag, who's already moved up into 4th place. Gomez down the inside takes Sebastian Weldon. Gomez around the outside. Can he do it? He goes wheel to wheel with Ken Nakamura Berta. What a save! What a move! The boy from Brazil has gone through to P1. Fantastic start from the South American. He leads for the US Racing team, Ken Nakamura Berta, as they go down to the bottom part of the circuit, tries the outside line. A clean start, the opening stages, the first race, the first round of the 2025 E4 Championship. Gomez takes the lead. They go through the Hotel Virage and the Camp Corner. Gomez in P1 will, though, give the slipstream to the rest of the field as they come up the Mulsanne straight for the first time. A clean start. Gomez in P1. Back to Nakamura Berta. There's Sebastian, who's under attack from a fast-starting Singaporean. Kabir Anurag, the Alpine F1 Junior Academy driver, on the back of the Andretti Junior Sebastian Weldon. They go through the chicane for the first time. For the most part, thus far, cleanly done. Gomez P1. What a start. Gomez inside second row of the grid as Salim Hanna from the back of the grid almost starts to make his way up the top part of the Mulsanne straight into Senya's curve, already pulling out a nice gap. Anurag going through from Bondarev, Frankot, Frey, Powell, Popov, and Andrea Kostic from Serbia in position 10. Gomez leads. Ludovico Busso with a nice start, getting by Alexander Savinkov and Luca Visoriano. Salim Hanna in position 20. The RACE GP drivers going on through. There's Guy Albag, Emily Cotti, head of Bansal. That's Ari from India. with the US Racing team on debut in the European International F4 Series. Bussol ahead of Savinkov, Vistoriano, they all race off the road. Well, a good part of them. Gomez across the line in P1. Nakamura Berta, you see Francot fighting with the rookie Bondarev. Rino Francot, who was on the podium last week, 6 days ago, at Mugello in the Italian Series, the sole PHM entry. Was in P1 for most of qualifying this morning. Fell back, he's still in position 6. You got a glimpse of Powell, Popov, Kostic, Chi, Ruta, Vinci, Gael back, P14, Emily Cotti. What a fight back from young Emily. A frightening crash 7 days ago, it was race 2 at Mugello into the wall at 230 kilometres an hour. She could not take part in race 3, but now Emily Cotti up to P14. She'll get the tow from Dante Vinci, the Australian ahead of the New Zealander. That battle rages on. Gael Bag, Bansel, Bussol, Savinkov, Hanna, and Luca Vistoriano for Rail Racing in position 20. Gomez, what a start to the race. What a start to the E4 Championship. Second year in F4 racing for the South American, the Paulista from Sao Paulo. The gap is not much though, it's only half a second. Bruce Sinya's curve. Chi fighting with Kostic. The drivers from Serbia and the People's Republic of China. Kostic under attack from Newman Chi, the young Chinese rookie who took a victory in the Italian Series. Up into P11, there's the young, impressive Polish rookie, Alexander Ruta, from Dante Vinci, his Van Amersfoort Racing teammate. A commendable clean start, 29 drivers taking the green and 29 still on track. Andre Rodriguez, the American, making up a few places, going by Michelini, Abdullah Kamal, and Ginevra Panzeri, who makes her debut in the F4 Championship after racing in the Midjet Series in 2024. 3 cars for the team of Andrea, Marco, and Maggie Antonelli, AKM Motorsport. They are back with a 3-car effort in the E4 Championship. As you look at Alex Powell fighting with Enya Frey, the drivers from Jamaica and Switzerland crash. Frey into the back of Powell. The Jamaican is out. Massive damage to the left rear. Enya Frey won't go much further either. Frey and Powell coming together down into turn 1. The local yellow only down into turn 1. We stay green for the moment. So Powell, who came off 2 victories last week at Mugello in the Italian Series, and Enya Frey, they came together while fighting for positions 8 and 9. Well, front right into left rear. Take a look at this. Down into turn 1. Frey turns in. Powell on the outside. They went wheel to wheel. Oh boy. Whose fault? It's irrelevant. They're both out. It does not matter. Damage to both the R-Race GP and Genta Motorsport cars. Another angle. Frey on the inside. Slight lockup. Frey trying to turn in, was actually trying to avoid, was correcting it to be fair. But the front right did make contact with the left rear of Alex Powell. Maximilian Popov does well to avoid the carnage, but Van Amersfoort driver has fallen down to P25. We stay green. It is only a local yellow for the moment. The HTTT, the high-tech test track, which is Paul Ricard circuit, arguably or intentionally designed to be the safest in the world, or one of, and we do stay green, but unfortunately Frey and Powell are both out. Popov drops right down the order behind Abdullah Kamal, and Ginevra Panzeri does continue on. We'll keep an eye on Maximilian Popov, who was well inside the top 10. Gomez continues to lead. They go by the accident scene. Race control telling us, obviously, that incident is under investigation. It matters little. They're both out. It's a 3-round, 9-race series, and Enya Frey and Alex Powell, who took the Italian Rookie Championship of the Year in 2024, did win a race outright in the E4 Series in 2024. Powell is out. as is Any Afraid. Gomez leads from Kin Nakamura-Berta. The gap out slightly, 0.7 of a second. There's Sebastian Weldon, Kabir Anurag, not far off the podium here this afternoon. Bennett Gaspar making his way through as Peyton Westcott. The Californian, she was so close to being collected by 3 cars there. Peyton going around, avoided thankfully by the rest of the field, but drops right down to the bottom of the order. So the Van Amersfoort Racing Team with Maximilian Popov down to 23rd and Peyton Westcott 3 positions further behind. Gomez continues to lead. Nakamura-Berta, Weldon, there is Kabir Anurag. Bondarev, the top rookie, Frankot, Kostic. Now up into 7th is the Serbian. Chi, Ruta, and Dante Vinci now inside inside the top 10. Emily Cotti, what a fight back. She flies the flag for the RSGP team. As we look at Sebastian just behind Nakamura-Berta, who was 3rd in last year's E4 Championship. Emily Cotti is just a position outside the points at the moment. Dante, the Sydney-sider, is ahead of the Kiwi Brit. Guy Albag in P12. Barnsell, Salim Hanna, who's come storming through from grid 27, is in 14th, having just taken the Viola Formula Racing driver off the Sicilian Ludovico Borso. Harrison, Barrier, Alsolati, Schropp, Bennett Gaspar, Rodriguez, Kamal, Michelini, Popov, Savinkov, Ginevra Panzeri. Back to the leaders, 2 groups of 3. The Brazilian from the Japanese driver on your screen now is Sebastian Weldon. Did not get the best start. He won the first race of the Italian series at Misano earlier this year. His countryman taking victory in the first 2 editions of the E4 series. McLaren's Ugo Ugochukwu in 2023, as you get a fabulous look at the 98 Gamebridge machine coming out of Hotel Virage and Lac Virage going on to the Mulsanne Straight. Ugo in 2023 and Akshay Bora, both drivers from New York in the United States of America, the inaugural champions of the European Series. And Sebastian looking to raise the Stars and Stripes for the 3rd year in a row. He's in P3. Anurag. Here's Bondarev, the Williams Jr., the top rookie. From Reno Frankot, the sole PHM car in 69 P6. Gomez in P1. Outstanding start for Gomez. There is Anurag. Bondarev, the Williams Jr., the former WSK Supermaster Series and Champions Cup International Kart Racing Champion, former European Champion. He is the top rookie. The second rookie is Newman Chi, Alexander Ruta. The pole for Van Amersfoort Racing. 9th outright and 3rd on the rookie podium as we pass 1/3 race distance. Sebastian Weldon slides sideways on the rubber. A warm day here this afternoon. Slight rain shower this morning. Very slight. It lasted no more than about 90 seconds. And the track rubbering in. Particularly with the GT Open cars, the Formula Regional European Championship Racing, putting down layer and layer after rubber here in the southern French sunshine. As now Weldon on the back of Nakamura-Berta. Frankot on the outside of Bondarev, tries the outside. Bondarev, slight lock up to the front left. The Dutchman on the back of the Ukrainian, the fight for P5. PHM versus the Prema Racing Team down to the bottom part of this famous circuit. Frankot darts to the inside. Bondarev covers him off, rides the ripple strip down through the chicane to the bottom part of the circuit. That's a passing opportunity, but he was too far back and would have been vulnerable going up the 1.8 kilometre Mulsanne Straight here at Paul Ricard. Gomez, Nakamura-Berta, Weldon, 1, 2, 3, back to Anurag, who's pulled away from the top rookie on your screen, the Williams Jr. Bondarev from Reno Frankot. There's Kostic in the background from Newman Chi, Ruta, and Dante Vinci. Frankot, will he dive down the inside? Feints to the inside. Trying to pressure Bondarev into a mistake. We'll get the run, we'll get the slipstream as they climb to the highest part of the circuit. And also the fastest corner, one of the fastest corners in the series Signa at the top of the Mulsanne Straight. Frankot on the inside. He's got the run. Bondarev on the outside. The Dutchman dives down the inside, but the Ukrainian holds him off. Nicely defended from Alexander Bondarev, who stares at the right side mirror. Frankot says no problem. He tries the outside. Uses the rubber line to get the PHM car to grip to turn in, but Bondarev holds him off. Frankot throws it at the back of Bondarev. A fabulous fight in this drive for P5 as Gomez goes fastest and pulls the gap out to almost 1 second. This time a lock up from Frankot. The point corner coming on to the start finish straight. 2:07.3 last time for Gomez. Not that quick this time. There's Weldon. They're both being caught by Kabir Anurag. Second year racing Formula 4, first year for Bondarev, and he's still under attack from the young Dutchman who gave up a promising career with PSV Eindhoven in their football academy in the Netherlands to become a semi-professional race driver with his focus firmly on a career in world motorsport. He hung up the boots, he's put on the helmet, he's on the back of the Williams Junior, trying to take P5 with this drive. The sole entry for PHM. The Dutch driver for the German team lives literally within walking distance of the German border, does the Dutchman, and gets the slipstream from Bondarev once again. There's Gomez, the bottom right of your screen. The chicane coming into view. Sebastian Weldon too far back to attack in Nakamura Berta at this stage. A perfect drive in P1 from Gomez. Frankot so close to the back of Bondarev, no space on the exit. Here's Bennett Gaspar, a little bit further back from Abdullah Kamal from Saudi. Popov just ahead trying to shake. Remember, he had to avoid Pal and Eniafrey in the earlier stages. May have damage to car 3. Bennett Gaspar for Zengo Motorsport. Abdullah Kamal, the Saudi on the inside of the Hungarian. Here's Savinkov, the Ukrainian. Evan Michelini for the Antonelli Motorsport team. Rodriguez, Panzeri, and Peyton Westcott. Third year in motorsport for the Saudi driver. Abdullah Kamal, a commendable performance on debut. Bennett Gaspar. Savinkov is right behind in 52. Michelini up the inside. Michelini almost into the back. He does. Michelini does touch Savinkov, who just drifts for a good 200 meters. Does well to bring it back on track. Was just moved sideways. Was Savinkov, who loses a good 100 meters plus the position there. Alexander Savinkov, the second Ukrainian. As you look at Kostic in P7, there's Newman Chi, the second rookie. Ruta. Alex from Poland, currently third on the rookie podium. There's Dante Vinci, the Australian in 66 from Emily Cotti. She's in 42. Dante Vinci just throws it down through the chicane. His Van Amersfoort Racing teammate on your screen just ahead. Really come to form in the last couple of rounds of the Italian series. Now on the rookie podium and P9 outright. Here's Alexander Vinci in the background. Cotti and Salim Hanna, who has come storming through from grid 27 to be in 12th place. Bart Harrison next. Frankot, as you see, has finally gone through on Bondarev. The Dutchman in P5. This is the Ukrainian, still the top rookie, P6, and has already lost time in just that lap. The gap out to almost 1 second. It's come down, though, from the leaders as you look at Sebastian go through on the back of Keen. Gomez, 0.7 of a second. Back to the Japanese pole sitter. This is Sebastian, third place. Slightly tighter turn in that time. Track temperature approaching 50 degrees Celsius. It is a warm day here. Of course, it is summertime. It is the south of France. Approximately halfway between the port city of Marseille and the city of Nice. Not too far from Monaco also. where most of these drivers are aiming to race in the years to come. Gomez included. We'll check the gap. It was 0.702 last time. Back to Nakamura Berta. As we start lap 8, stays, well, virtually the same, 0.704. Similar back to Sebastian Weldon. There is Kabir from Sentosa in the south of Singapore, the Alpine F1 Junior. Second year racing Formula 4. This is Kostic. Also second year for the Serbian. Here's P7. She goes through. This is Ruta. Alexander in 38. Rides the ripple strips. Does Bondarev P6 outright. And first rookie, the Williams Junior. Sebastian trying to take second place to King Nakamura Berta. Gabriel Gomez untouched since the outset, since he raced by to take the lead. The gap officially 0.727. Up into the chicane, down through the gearbox, in the fastest part of the circuit, despite the inclination. Uphill this circuit, not too far from the magnificent Côte d'Azur, the French Riviera, but the track is some 400 metres above sea level. The sun shining here on a sunny Saturday in the south of France as the driver from Florida. In position 3, Sebastian Weldon loses another couple of tenths of a second, and we approach the final third of the first race of the weekend. 3 rounds, 9 races, the 2025 E4 Championship presented by WSK Promotion, their 20th anniversary season of World Motorsport. Gomez to start lap 9. The gap really has not changed as he crosses the line at just over 220 kilometres an hour and goes fastest with a 207.310. Pulls out a 10th, in fact. Gomez has got this under control. This is King Nakamura Berta, third in last year's championship, to Freddie Slater, who was second, and Akshay Bora, who's here at the circuit racing in the Formula Regional European Championship. Sebastian trying to become the third driver from the United States to win the E4 Championship. This is Kabir Anurag. What a performance. He's come on really strong in the last few rounds of the Italian series, including last week at Mugello in Italy 6 days ago. Lightning quick off the start. And is actually catching Sebastian Weldon. The gap just under 2 seconds, 1.7. There's Francot in the background, who's dropped off Bondarev. Kostic, Chi, Ruta and Dante Vinci. Weldon trying to keep the car as straight as possible on this lap 9 of this 30-minute plus 1 lap race. Possible that we'll get very close to a full Grand Prix distance here. Last time, of course, the French Grand Prix was raced here in 2022. Sadly, not on the calendar anymore. How good would it be to see the French F1 Grand Prix to come back here to Paul Ricard, particularly if we use the 1.8 kilometre straight through Mulsanne Straight as it was originally designed way back in 1970 when the circuit was first opened. Anurag still 1.8 seconds behind. We're into the final third of this first of 3 races here this weekend, the E4 Championship. Into the point corner, a close-up look of the pole sitter King Nakamura Berta, who leads the Italian series after a victory in race 1 7 days ago at Mugello. Gomez just checks the left side mirror. Across the line at 223 kilometres an hour that time. Into turn 1, slight correction there from King Nakamura Berta. Sebastian Weldon fights the steering wheel, trying to keep it as straight as possible down through the bottom part of the circuit, down through Virage Hotel, the hotel corner, Le Virage de Camp, the field corner as well, and then the long climb up the Mulsanne Straight here. Anurag the Alpine F1 Academy Junior, P4 outright, hunting down a podium. Running out of time though, it's been a remarkable performance in the last few rounds for the Singaporean. There's Reno Francot also, P5, who's dropped off. Bondarev, he still leads the rookie race. The gap out to 9/10 of a second between Gomez and Kin Nakamura-Berta. Weldon, P3. Vinci, Hunter in the background. Salim Hunter from 27 has got up to 11th place. He's just got by Emily Cotti. So Salim Hunter from 27th trying to get at least 1 point out of this, the first of 3 races here this weekend. Flat through Senior's Corner at the top of the Mulsanne Straight at well over 230 kilometres an hour. And then racing down through Le Virage Bendo, Galabin, and the Point Corner, Le Virage de Pont. Anurag losing a couple of tenths of a second that time. So Sebastian Weldon on your screen looking safe in 3rd place, but will be wanting 2 more positions than that as he goes in deep under brakes. They come across the line to start lap 11 here. We've stayed green since the outset, since Gomez took the lead from grid 3, taking both Sebastian Weldon and the pole sitter Kin Nakamura-Berta. The gap 0.9 as Sebastian goes fastest now. So there is some hope for the American with a 2:07.133. 7/10 of a second behind his Prema Racing teammate. But it's the South American in position 1. Anurag 2.5 seconds off 3rd placed Weldon. And Salim Hunter has got by Dante Vinci from 27th. The Colombian, a fantastic drive, is now inside the top 10. There's Francot coming onto the straight from Bondarev. Andrei Kostic behind his Chi, Ruta. And that is Salim Hunter. What a drive from 27th. Head of Dante Vinci, Emily Cotti, Bart Harrison in the background. The dying stages, though, the gap exactly 1.0 seconds. Kin Nakamura-Berta, P2, now being caught by his American teammate Kabir Anurag. Superb from the Singaporean in 4th place. Sebastian in P3. Gomez with the move of the race. That was down into the very first corner when he shot from 3rd on the grid to go through to take the lead. And has controlled the race. The first of 3 races here this weekend since the lights went out 25 minutes ago. 4:44 plus 1 lap remaining. So quickly doing some mathematics, what the track is 5.8 kilometres. We're about to start lap 12. If we keep it green for races 2 and 3 tomorrow, it'll be close to a full race, a full Grand Prix distance. We're just passing the 70 kilometre mark, so we'll get close to a good 96 kilometres here if we stay green for the final stages. If you're just joining us, Annie Frey and Alex Powell out in the opening stages down into turn 1. The Swiss and Jamaican drivers coming together. That is Frey's car you may have just got a glimpse of in the background. Annie Frey is out, as is Alex Powell. Gabriel Gomez is pulling away. He started grid 3. He raced by the Prema duo who locked out the front row of the grid, including Sebastian in grid 2, Keen in P1. Gomez from grid 3, the US Racing team, Gerhard Unger, Ralf Schumacher, who took the Italian series with Kasper Stuka in 2023. Gomez taking victory in the Italian series at Vallelunga. He's running 2nd in the Italian Championship, tied on points with Sebastian Weldon. Kin Nakamura-Berta is leading the Italian domestic series. This is the first of 3 rounds, the E4 Championship for 2025. The South American from the Japanese and American drivers. North American, that's Sebastian. From the United States of America, Castellet Arnoldag from Singapore in P4. The first European driver is the Dutchman, Rino Frankot, in P5. He controls the pace as Sebastian closes in on the back of King Nakamura now. They are teammates, but they are fighting for their own individual careers. Sebastian rides the ripple strip down through the final few corners as Gomez pulls away. Third in the World Kart Racing Championships for the CRG Racing team. Raced with us for the past few seasons in WSK World Karting. Multiple podiums in the OK category. Particularly that fantastic race, the Supermaster Series. Franciacorta 2 years ago, one of the best races you will ever see. It is still somewhere there on YouTube. Check it out if you do have a moment. Gomez looks as though he's going to stand on the podium here this afternoon and potentially on the top step. Sebastian Weldon just 0.6 of a second now, just over half a second to King Nakamura as they go down to the bottom part of the circuit, losing time to the South American race leader, Gabriel Gomez, the Brazilian for the German team here in the south of France in the E4 Championship. From Florida in the United States of America, Sebastian Weldon, the Andretti Jr., on the back of the former Alpine F1 Academy Junior, King Nakamura, leading the Italian series. Free to pursue his own career now, the top Alpine driver in the background. That is Castellet Arnoldag and Rino Frankot van the Netherlands in P5. We watch Weldon go in deep under brakes. Turns in quite smoothly, in fact. And then races up the back straight. The gap is now 1.3 seconds. Most likely 2 laps remaining after this. 30 minutes plus 1 lap. Outstanding from Gomez. He's pulling away. He starts from pole position for race 3. Tomorrow evening, race 2 tomorrow morning sees King Nakamura again start grid 1. But he's now being caught by his American teammate. The fight for second place between the two Promo Racing teammates. Nakamura in P2, Sebastian down the inside as King Nakamura runs wide. Cannot capitalize this time. Gomez is racing away surely to victory. Will cross the line before we cross the 30-minute mark, which means there's 2 laps remaining. Sebastian Weldon now getting large in the rearview mirrors of King Nakamura. Crosses the line with seconds remaining, so 2 laps remaining. We start lap 14 with 6 seconds remaining. 2 laps to race here. The gap is 1.5 seconds. Gomez surely on his way to victory. Sebastian Weldon trying to take second away from King Nakamura. The Prema duo 2 and 3. Back to Castellet Arnoldag. Remember, he is an US racing driver. So Gerhard Unger's team in 1st and 4th. And Rino Frankot for the German PHM team in P5. Gomez on your screen. The gap 1.5 seconds. He puts another 10th back to King Nakamura and races up the Mulsanne straight for the penultimate time. Into the chicane. Will not make a mistake. As you see Sebastian Weldon just drift to the inside of the circuit. It helps having that car. And Colton Herta's Gamebridge colours, the Andretti Jr., stands out ever so slightly for King Nakamura. He has got the experience not to be intimidated, though. So we will get close to 1/3 Grand Prix race distance here. Expecting the race to be a 15-lap affair of this Paul Ricard circuit. Last lap this time round. .8 kilometres to race as you look at Gomez down through the chicane. A perfect start, seemingly, for the South American here in the south of France. 1 lap remaining. Gomez, who started from grid 3, is 1 lap away from victory and an early strike in the 2025 E4 Championship. Sebastian, P3, on the back of Kin Nakamura Berta. The gap down slightly as Gomez controls the pace. Nakamura Berta fights the wheel again. That's the corner where Frey and Powell went off, where they came together in the opening stages of the first of 3 races here this weekend, the first of 3 rounds for 2025. Gomez down through Le Virage Hotel. Le Virage Camp. It's literally the hotel and field corners, and climbs the Mulsanne Straight for the final time in the first round of the E4 Championship. 1.2 seconds. Kin Nakamura Berta will surely hold on to second place from Weldon in third. Kabir Anurag just shooting onto your screen now. Actually being caught slightly by Reno Francot, but the gap is just over a second between those 2 drivers. Reno Francot looks to be the first European home here in the first of 3 races here this afternoon. Gomez from Brazil, Kin Nakamura Berta from Japan, Sebastian Weldon from Florida in the United States of America, Kabir Anurag, the Singaporean. 4 non-European drivers about to finish 1, 2, 3, 4 in the first race of the E4 Championship for 2025. The top of the Mulsanne for the final time. A fantastic start to the 3-round challenge series. Gomez, a perfect line. He's actually backed it off as Kin Nakamura Berta lowers the gap to just over a second. But just a few corners remaining. The first blow in the 2025 E4 Championship. The driver from Brazil for the team from Germany here in the south of France in the first round of the 2025 E4 Championship. Just the point corner remaining. He turns in, and for the first time in the E4 series for 2025, the checkered flag is about to wave. You know, it is the boy from Brazil, o menino do Brasil. Gabriel Gomez takes victory here at Paul Ricard in the south of France. He wins the first race of the E4 Championship for 2025. Nakamura Berta P2, Sebastian Weldon home in third, Kabir Anurag 4, Reno Francot, Alexander Bondarev. Here's the first rookie home. Then it's Kostic, Chi, Ruta, Salim Hanna from grid 27 has finished in 10th place. Gomez wins. He won the race off the start, starting inside second row, congratulated by his US Racing teammate. US Racing 1 and 4 here this afternoon. In the series first round, there's Reno Francot with a great drive to P5 after finally overcoming the Ukrainian Alexander Bondarev, who takes victory in the rookie trophy. Newman Chi second on the rookie podium, and Alexander Ruta, another rookie podium in 2025. The pole home in P9, and Salim Hanna in P10 from grid 27. Dante Vinci just misses the top 10. Here's Mother Bernadette, who made the painfully long trip home to Sydney, Australia just a few days ago, watching on from the early hours of tomorrow morning. After being at Mugello last week, where Dante did take a rookie podium, he does miss it in 11th place. Ahead of Bart Harris and Emily Cotti. What a fight back in 13th. But Gabriel Gomez wins the first race of the E4 Championship from Kin Nakamura Berta, Sebastian Weldon. The drivers from Brazil, Japan, the United States, Singapore, 1, 2, 3, 4. The first European is the Dutchman, Reno Francot. Bondarev, 6th outright, and takes the rookie trophy from Andrea Kostic. Chi Ruta is on the rookie podium in 3rd place, and Salim Hanna just heads home Dante Vinci from 27th to 10. Bart Harris and Emily Cotti, great fight back from Emily ahead of Teo Schropp. Guy Elbag in 15th. Ludovico Bulso, the Sicilian for the Viola Formula Racing team. Abdullah Kamal, that is a commendable debut for the Saudi for the Antonelli Motorsport team. Bennett Gaspar for Zengo Motorsport, the Hungarian. Michelini, the Costa Rican for Antonelli Motorsport. Andre Rodriguez, Peyton Westcott, she does recover after that spin earlier on. Ginevra Panzeri, the 3rd AKM Motorsport driver, and Bader Al-Salati, the final finisher in 23rd place. We lost Popov, Savinkov, Vissoriano, Adi Bansal, And of course, Enya Frey and Alex Powell in dramatic fashion in the early stages of the race. Some consolation for Sebastian Weldon, an 07.133 fastest lap of the race for the American. It bodes well for race 2 tomorrow morning. He finishes P3 outright on the podium for the first of 9 races, 3 rounds. The 2025 E4 Championship presented by WSK Promotion here at the magnificent Circuit Paul Ricard in the south of France. King Nakamura Berta, pole position. He'll start pole position again tomorrow morning. At P2 here after he was jumped on the start by Gomez, who made a brilliant launch from the inside second row of the grid. The saying goes that you cannot win the race off the start. Well, we've just seen here this afternoon that you can. Sebastian Weldon comes home P3. Nice start to the championship for the American. As Emily has unfortunately parked in the middle. Gerhardt's not happy. Asking for the RSGP car to be moved. So Gabriel Gomez can correctly drive car 78 into victory lane. King Nakamura Berta to the right, Luca Baldesseri, who had so much success with Ferrari as race engineer for the great Michael Schumacher in the early 2000s. That's Luca on the left with the white glasses. Keen to the right. Yarimasa of Pirelli, bottom left of your screen. Seeing how those tyres have endured the heat here in the south of France this afternoon. Frustration from King Nakamura Berta. P2 starts P1 for race 2 tomorrow morning. Finally, Gomez can put 78 into P1 victory lane. He wins the first race of the E4 Championship. Gomez wins for Us Racing the first race of the weekend here at Paul Ricard. He takes an early lead in the 2025 E4 Championship in the south of France. Mr. Luigi Palumbo of WSK Promotion directing proceedings as Gomez makes his way up to the podium. He'll stand on the top step in a moment. Incidentally, 93 kilometres we raced here in the first race of the weekend. We take a look at the highlights from the front row of the grid. King Nakamura Berta, Sebastian Weldon, they were both jumped by Gomez, who immediately went by the Floridian on the inside of Nakamura Berta, who tried to cover him off. No problem for the South American. Gomez sent it around the outside. Locked up at Hell P1. The saying goes you cannot win the race off the start. We saw you can. He just did. Gomez racing into the lead. Salim Hunter was carving his way up through the field. Enya Frey, Alex Powell, the moment of the race, they were both eliminated as Max Popov had to take evasive action. Front right into left rear. The Swiss and Jamaican drivers for Jensen Motorsport and RSGP were out, as was Max Popov. Peyton Westcott going around. She was fortunately avoided by the rest of the pack. We stay green. Savinkov just moved out the way just ever so slightly. Ultimately would not finish. Out front, the South American from the Japanese driver and the North American Gomez wins race 1 of the E4 Championship here this afternoon at Paul Ricard. Sebastian will appear on your screen in a moment to stand on the third step of the podium. So just getting back to the race distance, 93 kilometres we raced under green. If we do that tomorrow in races 2 and 3, we'll get within a couple of laps of a full Grand Prix distance here this weekend. The E4 Championship at Paul Ricard. Gomez wins from Nakamura Berta and Sebastian Weldon. Alexander Bondarev wins the rookie trophy from Newman Chi, and Alexander Ruta, P9 and the third of the rookies home today. P3 in the first of 3 races this weekend, the first of 9 races over the 3 rounds at the magnificent Circuit Paul Ricard, ici en France, from Florida in the United States of America. The Andretti Jr., Sebastian Weldon. Kin Nakamura Berta. K&B starts grid 1, finishes P2. The Italian Championship leader who finished 3rd in last year's series. P1 from grid 3, what a start. Victory in the first race of the weekend. Let's hear it one more time. It is the boy from Brazil, Gabriel Gomez, who wins for the US Racing team and strikes an early blow in the 2025 championship. Former Formula 3000 racer, European GT champion, one-time Ferrari Formula 1 test driver, Mr. Raffaele Gianmaria, representing the Automobile Club of Italy, presenting the third place trophy to Sebastian, second to Keen, and P1 for Gabriel from Sao Paulo. US Racing, who took the title in 2024 with Akshay Bora, an early blow in the 25 series. A national anthem we used to hear oh so often at the top level of world motorsport, and we've heard it here once again this afternoon. Gabriel Gomez from Brazil, P1 in the first race of the E4 Championship. Who knows, it may not be too long before we hear it back in the FIA Formula 1 World Championship once again. Race 1 of 3 here this weekend. Gomez with an early blow. Kin Nakamura Berta, P2. We'll start grid 1 for tomorrow morning's second race of the weekend. Thanks for watching from the south of France. We say au revoir, à demain pour le deuxième course. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.